Hello to everyone tuning in with us today. We have a great discussion planned for you. We're going to cover T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Choosing a wireless plan can be confusing, but choosing a wireless stock can be even more confusing. We'll be exploring the pros and cons of each stock and help you make an informed decision. Before we get started, take just a second to make sure you're subscribed to our channel. This discussion is going to be a good one, so get it done now before you forget. You're also going to want to stay until the end because I'm going to give you a little insider information, if you want to call it that. I'm going to be letting you know how you can get access to MarketBeat's best investing tools at absolutely no cost to you. All right, let's get into it. Chris, we only have so much time. What do investors need to know about each of these stocks?
Well, like you said, choosing a wireless plan can be kind of confusing. There's not really a lot of difference sometimes between the wireless plans, but there is a significant difference between these wireless stocks. So where do you want to start?
I'm thinking we start with T-Mobile, Chris.
Okay. So T-Mobile, of the three stocks, T-Mobile is the only one of these stocks that's actually up since the pandemic.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see that. It seemed like a lot of people were replacing their mobile devices during the pandemic, but the facts are the facts. T-Mobile's prices, in fact, almost doubled since the start of the pandemic, and a lot of that was due to their acquisition of Sprint that went through in 2021. Analysts are expecting that earnings per share for T-Mobile are going to increase significantly in the next 5 years, and that is, I should say, it's increasing expectations that the stock performance will be pretty good.
So that means a better profit margin, right?
Yeah. Anytime you're seeing earnings growing faster than revenue, it's suggesting that the company is generating a significantly higher profit margin. And in the case of T-Mobile, that's something that analysts had been critical of T-Mobile because they were saying you're getting your revenues increasing, but your earnings aren't increasing as fast. So right now, T-Mobile looks a little bit overvalued in terms of their price to earnings ratio, but if you start seeing earnings rising at a faster rate than revenue, that could change around, and this could be an intriguing play for growth investors.
All right, so what about AT&T, Chris? Tell me about that.
Okay, so the story with AT&T, AT&T kind of lost their way a little bit. They're down about 10% since the pandemic. They got involved in a lot of other businesses that really didn't have a lot to do with their core wireless business. And so the last couple of years have been what I would call addition by subtraction. They sold off the Warner Media business in 2021. Last year, they spun off DirecTV. So investors are now starting to look at the stock and saying, okay, what do we have left? And what they're seeing, I think, is a company that has a fairly attractive valuation. They're trading somewhere around 7 times earnings. But there's criticism that perhaps the company started getting back into wireless and this attention on 5G a little bit too late in the game, and that there might not be much growth there. However, unlike T-Mobile, AT&T does pay a dividend. So even though that dividend's been cut approximately in half since they sold off Warner Media, they still do have a dividend, and that may be enough to keep some investors hanging around.
All right, and what about Verizon?
So Verizon, at first glance, Verizon seems to fill a sweet spot between these two stocks.
What do you mean by that, Chris?
So I don't want to call it a Goldilocks stock and say it's just this, it's just that, but it gives it's been providing a little bit of growth. In fact, prior to 2022, it was positive since the pandemic. Last year was a bad year for the stock, and it also provides a dividend that's probably as secure, if not a little bit more secure, than what AT&T offers. So that's the good news for Verizon. The news that has some analysts a little bit nervous is the fact that Verizon relies a lot on their consumer business, and that's a tough area. I think about it sort of in the same way I was thinking about streaming when we were talking about Netflix a week ago, is that Verizon, if you're advertising a plan, and you get customers in at a low rate, and then you promise not to change the low rate for a few years. I understand where the revenue is coming in, but where's the growth in earnings coming from? So that's got some investors a little bit concerned.
So which one do you think investors should look to drop this year?
So if you were invested in the wireless stocks, I think the one to drop is probably AT&T. I think Verizon offers something there for income investors with the strength of their dividend. I think T-Mobile might be a good play for growth investors who are willing to have a little bit more of a risk on part of their portfolio in 2023. AT&T, it doesn't really seem to fit neatly anywhere right now. Hopefully that story will change for them, but right now I'd say that's the stock to drop.
All right. All right, Chris, thank you for taking the time to share that information with us. If you're an investor that's struggling to keep track of your investments and performance, MarketBeat All Access is going to be your ultimate tool for improving your strategy. With real-time data recording and analysis, MarketBeat helps you stay organized and make informed decisions. Click the link I've included in the description below to take advantage of a free 30-day trial to MarketBeat All Access so you can start taking control of your investment success. If you didn't know, a subscription to MarketBeat All Access is more than just timely market news. You'll unlock the power of expert analysis with analyst ratings, find the best opportunities with our advanced stock screeners, and get access to premium reports. As a subscriber, these reports, such as 10 best stocks to own in 2023, 7 stocks to buy and hold forever, and many more, are available to you at no additional cost. Like I said, click the link in the description below to learn more and get started. All right, that is a wrap. But if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll never miss out on another stock market analysis video. Your support to help grow this channel means a lot to us. Thanks again for sharing your insights, Chris. Really looking forward to the next one with you.
Thank you, Lacey. Always a pleasure.